Okay.
We're live, coming to you from 3 different locations. Yeah, so David, have you read kind of the syllabus and what's required?
Sorry, which we're talking about for team assignment 2, or are we going back to the assessing the other group?
I was thinking about the blog due tomorrow.
Oh, okay.
Because that's the most pressing, right? We need to kind of figure that out before we can really move on anything else.
Sure. I did read it. I didn't read it right before this, but I have definitely.
Okay. Let me look at it too. I'll pull it up. So, step 1. I don't understand how there can be 3 of one and 2 of the other kind of team.
For the in favor and in opposition?
Yeah.
My understanding was that we just choose one of those principles.
Yeah, so step 1, each team will post one cooperatively written blog. Sorry, I'm going to try to resend the link to Jason here. There we go.
Oh, there he is. Hey, Jason.
Hey, boss.
Hey, Jason.
So we're just talking right now about the blog due tomorrow.
I think you're muted, Jason.
I'm not hearing anything from Jason if you guys are.
Yeah, I can't hear anything. He's giving us the 1-minute symbol.
There we go.
So choose a section from chapter 5. If there are 4 points to the section you focus on, each point must receive a favorable or oppositional review on how it helps and hinders organizational change. That's step 1.
Yeah.
Step 1 should be completed by tomorrow night. Step 2, each team will respond to the opposing team's OP with rebuttal of their argument. Each team will post counter arguments to the rebuttals in step 2. Each team will summarize their view in a 1-paragraph closing statement. So I don't really get how the cross-posting goes. Like, do we have to reply to both teams, or?
Yeah, I think he's just trying to encourage a healthy debate.
I'm glad we're not oppositional. It's far more easy to be.
Yeah, totally.
But they'll basically take, so this question, sorry, I'm just reading this again. So being in favor of, we basically are trying to affirm what the author is communicating in the chapter 5, basically, right?
Yeah.
So we basically have to take each of those 4 sections and go, yeah, we agree with Lepsinger on his conclusions, and here's why.
My reading of it was that we take choose one of the sections from chapter 5, so whatever heading, and then agree or agree with that section. So like if it was I think it's the big headings, right?
Right.
Like beyond the buzzword, what empowerment really means, or
Yeah, he kind of listed them in the question.
how can we make better decisions?
Okay, so we don't even have to do the whole chapter. It's just one section of it.
Yeah.
Well, this shouldn't be too bad then.
Oh yeah, there's 3 there at the top of the question, right? Wait a sec. Oh, okay. This is a large chapter.
So there's 1,
Oh, because
2, there's 4.
40 is in chapter 6. That's really weird. Oh, Bridge Builder 5. That's chapter 6, not 5.
Yeah, it's chapter 6, but it's bridge builder, bridge number 5.
Mm-hmm.
This guy's drunk on his questions all the time. Sorry, did my inside voice just come on?
Yeah, so it looks like what's that?
I'm saying, Jason, how you doing?
Still can't hear him.
I still can't hear him either. Jason, sorry, we can't hear you.
We can't hear you yet, so I don't know if you want to leave the conversation and come back, or okay. Sorry, guys.
So from my reading, it looks like there's kind of four principles or 4 options for kind of subheadings that we could choose.
Yeah.
The first is like from page 133 to 141.
Yeah.
Second is 141 to 145. Third is 145 to 154.
Right.
And the last one is 154 to 166.
Is that on his thing? Yeah.
What's that?
Yeah.
I'll be totally honest. I have done very little of the reading for this chapter.
That's okay. I think once we're going to have to parse out the work. There's no way we're going to do this together and write a post. I think we're going to have to say, there's 4 points on this sub point.
Yeah.
Each person take a part and write.
Right.
Does that make sense, or should we actually do it more collaboratively, where we actually?
I don't think we really have the time, in my opinion, to collaborate on every point.
I deeply agree with you.
Because it's tomorrow night, right?
Yeah. So the challenge. So I was able to read most of this today, actually.
Oh, nice.
And I found it to be it was quite a good chapter. So I'm glad that we're on the pro side. I think it's actually there's quite good material, I found.
Cool.
So the challenge with doing, well, not challenge, but like there's the section, what is it, 141. It's hard to do so section 141 talks about the 5 different levels of what determines whether somebody's ready for change. And it was actually, again, it was quite good. The next section after that, though, the section 148, what is it?
145?
145, yeah. It's based on those change ready levels. It seems like it would be hard to do 145 by itself without having it based on what those initial 5 are. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I guess we could do the addicts one. like what addicts have to teach us
The
about
five levels.
change. Yeah,
Yeah.
five levels. I saw one of the education stream already posted on that.
Okay.
In
That was
favor?
certainly interesting.
Sorry?
Did they post in favor or?
I think they were favorable, yeah, because it was on the blog. That team's still blogging. Like the education stream is still blogging apparently. So.
Oh, like on WordPress.
Mhm.
Oh, okay.
So why don't we make that decision quickly? Like if we're gonna do that section, are we good with that then?
Yeah, so the three that would be like the other one that was good was what top performing companies do,
Mm-hmm.
because it was actually quite good as well. It really focused in on the first 3 months. So the 3 points were focus on the first 3 months, and then don't focus just on senior leaders, but involve middle managers as well.
What page are you on, David?
So between 135 and so it's really 133 to 141.
1, 2. Okay. Can you guys hear me?
Hey,
we're-
Jason.
Hey,
Perfect.
Jason. Perfect.
Man.
Oh, okay.
So we're just talking about that blog. Have you been tracking with us at all, Jason, as far as where we're at?
Yeah, kind of hearing you guys.
Okay.
But
So-
just for my clarity though, we're writing a paper together to go in favor of whatever lip singer is saying. Am I correct?
Yeah.
Right. So just one of the principles out of chapter 6 or bridge number 5. So just really quickly, that first section he talks about between 133 and 141. He talks about the significance of the first 3 months of involving some kind of change, and how you have to focus on staying consistent for 3 months. Then the other point was involving middle managers and not just senior managers. And then the third point was making sure that you're really intentional with the level of commitment, again, for the first 3 months.
Right.
So that, in a nutshell, was kind of section number 1. Then there's the kicking habits, so what addicts can teach us.
Yeah.
So that's really interesting stuff. It's really kind of walking through what are things that addicts learn as they try to develop new habits that any organization could implement as they try to get people to buy into a new approach of kind of doing what they do, right?
I think it might be easier to do the second one because it's more concretized in terms of points.
The addicts one?
Yeah, but I'm up for either one.
Sorry, Chris, just to confirm, you're talking about what addicts can teach us?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that one will be quite simple to not simple, but it'll be, as I said, more concrete to do 5 points. The section before that, we kind of have to, we can divvy up the headings, I guess, which would be the same.
No, this is good.
Yeah, I'd be fine with either. I'm probably.
So that's 145 to 154.
That's right.
No, that's 141 to 145.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yes.
Kind of those five steps for 5 levels of change.
Okay. 142.
Yeah. I'm good with that one.
Okay. Yeah, I'm good with it too.
To 145.
So then moving on up is another section, right? That's a different section?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the third one.
So yeah, and the next section kind of talks about some specific ideas or tools to actually help people engage in making those transitions from step 1 to step 2 to step 3 to step 4 to step 5.
Yeah.
But this is good. This kicking old habits is great.
Cool.
Okay.
So how do we break this up?
So I'm thinking I'll create a doc for us on Google. I don't really care if they get our information on what we're studying.
What do you mean?
Pardon?
Did you see the posts on like you should use this other document sharing service?
Oh, nah.
Yeah.
I've used Google Docs my whole master's program. I haven't really worried about it.
I don't want to add a new platform.
Well said.
So why don't I start a Google Doc and I can send it? And while I do that, why don't you chat about how we want to divide the sections here?
Sure.
So essentially, we need to address all 5 of these principles. Are we? Yeah. So there's kicking old habits. Then there's the 5 levels of change readiness, and we need to address each one of them
In a pro.
Right.
yeah. Okay. Well, there's 4 of us.
So there might be something too about having some kind of an introduction and conclusion or something.
Yeah.
Person's job too.
Yeah. Well, there's that kind of or I guess a full page before the first kind of level of change,
Right.
which I think just kind of introduces it.
Right. Yep.
I am willing to do the introduction and conclusion.
Okay.
We also have to add all the course material books, right? He said like 2 or 3
Right.
books.
Yeah.
We only have 3.
Yeah.
So
And then one outside one.
Yeah, and one outside one. So we just have to keep that in mind to try to use as many sources as possible.
Yeah.
So I'll
Are
send.
we trying to do this tonight in terms of putting together the paper?
Well, we have to submit it tomorrow by midnight.
So from my understanding, we were just going to divvy up parts, and then we could kind of work on it, and then submit.
So do we have a timeline then in terms of when we're going to put this forward, just to make sure that if Chris is writing the intro and the conclusion, he has it probably just to browse over to whatever he's putting together to have this posted?
Yeah, it's either way. Either way. Yeah.
What works better? I just don't think we have time to sit down and actually write it together though tonight.
I think that I'll be writing the introduction blind anyways. Like we're all talking about the same thing. I don't think it should have a problem.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to use like a story or something to tie it together. Like it's going to be very generic.
Yeah.
I think we can probably easily bring in Cotter's change somehow. Whoever thinks they're could kind of, like there's easy pickings probably in his stuff. We could pick one of the things from his thing to kind of bolster our argument.
Yeah. Well, some of even, and also in Hughes, Beatty, and Dinwiddie, some of the stuff even in reference to our team assignment 2 with exhibit 3.5, 3.6, some of that stuff, like risk assessment and that sort of thing, that seems like it's, there's some stuff that we could move in there too.
Yeah. So I'm thinking for me, I would do the introduction and then like point number 1 and then the conclusion or whatever. The conclusion doesn't have to be long. Like we almost, with a blog post, you don't really conclude it anyways. You just stop talking.
Yeah. Like at the end of the day, we're all talking about doing like maybe a paragraph or 2 each, right? Like that's like it's not going to be. We're not each doing a page, right?
No.
Right.
No.
Yeah. Like you would do 150 words.
Right. But I mean, obviously, there's got to be some good content in there, but fairly succinctly, I think, is where we're after.
I can do. Oh, you go.
Over.
I was just gonna say I can do the one that's jumping out is habit, the level 5.
Okay.
And then depending on if we need another one, I could probably do another one too.
I don't think you do because there's 4 there, and then there's 5 of us.
Oh, because you're gonna do the first one, Chris.
Yeah.
Oh,
so I'll take 3.
3. Okay, I can do which. So does that leave me with 2 and 4?
6 and 8, 10 and 12.
Yes, 2 and 4, or else we can divvy. Like you could do one, and someone else can do the other one.
Either way, that doesn't matter to me. I've got some time right now that works for me. So number 2 and number 4.
Yeah.
And
So,
Jason,
Chris-
you're good for number 3.
Yeah, I'm gonna look at 3.
Chris, you would
Okay.
do 1 and the introduction.
Yeah.
Jason would do 3. Sorry, David, you would do 2 and 4. Jason would do 3. I would do 5.
Okay.
Low to non-present but not visible.
Yeah, they're short. Like they're short paragraphs, anyways. So it shouldn't be bad.
And then
So
I guess keeping in mind, like at all times, what we're supposed to do with each step, right? Like write in favor for each principle. Each principle must be fully addressed by stating why principles reviewed are important factors for the section you review. So every point must receive a favorable review on how it helps or hinders organizational change. So you're answering the question, how does your section help organizational change?
right. Jason, just to give you a heads up, if the importance of change talk in later on page 156, it expands a little bit more on. He makes a reference on some things that help people get ready for that step 3 on the planning and preparation. Okay.
All right.
Just as an FYI.
So, in terms, can we talk logistics now? You have to move quickly here because Oliver has to go.
Sure.
I'm thinking we're gonna have to write, and then someone will have to, like one of us will have to actually go through and make the whole thing that it's the same voice.
Right.
Mhm.
Heavy edit, I think, will have to happen.
Yeah. Agreed.
So yeah, I mean, yeah, that will have to happen, I think, before we post.
Just so that it doesn't sound like 4 separate people.
Exactly, yeah. It'll
Yeah.
be the same kind of grammatical. It doesn't have to be exactly the same, but it has to be like pretty similar, I think.
Yeah, I can probably do that because I have a busy day tomorrow, so I'm probably gonna end up doing it late anyway. So if I do it late, like later in the evening, then you guys will all have posted by then anyways, probably. Probably about like 9:30 or 10.
What about Chris? If that document that you're creating, we can actually work in there so each section. So at least if Oliver doesn't have the time, we have the opportunity. We can actually start reading through just to make sure.
Yep, it's already sent to you. I think I shared it with everyone.
Okay.
So it should be in your email now. I've kind of outlined the sections there, and then yeah.
Yeah. So if we even edit our own stuff a little bit and trying to make it a little bit easier for Oliver, but I think it is nice to have somebody whose responsibility is to kind of make sure that it all kind of does flow a little bit, though.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, then
if that works.
will have to be done as well, right?
Yeah, no, I can do that for sure.
Okay.
We'll also have to, in that, make sure that we've got the appropriate references, having one outside, et cetera, et cetera. So if we have extra references, that's probably not a bad thing.
That's right, yeah. So we also have to use the whatever other book, I forget what the ebook one.
Right.
Oh yeah.
Dinwoody, there's Lipsinger, which we'll obviously use easily, and then
yeah,
Winnows Hughes. What's the other one?
The Unger. Okay. And then,
who's Dimwitty again? Which Dimwitty is that?
This one is the Hughes.
Beatty, Dinwiddie, and Hughes.
Hughes. Okay.
Dinwiddie and whatever. That's the blue one. And then outside. Yes. We'll throw a North House in there. Easy.
Yeah, Nordhaus is just a classic. He gets thrown into everything.
Yeah. So
Okay.
I don't have one of my limitations is that I don't actually have a lot of my actual leadership texts with me because I left without all my stuff. So I'll
Right.
try to put as much stuff. I have some of the books that I thought were important, so I'll try to put as many as I can in.
Sure.
I think even if we have like 2 or 3, like if it's a
Oh,
yeah,
I think so
I
too.
think that's lots.
Yeah, we're good.
Not even 2 or 3 total.
So when do we want to try to have our stuff in by tomorrow?
Yeah, I think like written and down by like 7 p.m. or 8 p.m. Right?
Okay.
And then all
Eastern or Pacific?
Pacific.
Okay, Pacific. Okay.
So 9 o'clock your time.
Good
Okay.
time.
I know I have I'll probably be writing between 5 and 7. I have a couple hours there. But because we have a service tomorrow night, so I'll be in the office between those 2 times. So I'll just work from there.
Okay.
Yeah, well, this sounds good. And then we're going to need to connect again sometime this week to respond to another team.
Yes,
Thursday night.
that works for me. We also need to get our act together with the marking for the other team as well. And we have to start looking at the SWOT for assignment 2.
Right. So are we good with the blog for tomorrow?
Any questions? Oliver?
Should be good.
No, I'm good.
Okay.
Okay. Hello.
So if we're good, so just before you guys run, just so that we're good, are we good for Thursday evening? Because our response should be on Friday, and I guess our next response will be on Saturday night or Sunday, I think, for the third response.
I think I should be good Thursday night to meet.
Thursday night would work for me. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think
What
it
time?
should work.
Let me just look at my book here. I'm new to this, so. Yeah, it looks like I'm pretty open, so. I think we should probably try to aim for a little bit of a longer meeting as well.
Mm-hmm.
I know that might be a little tough, but at least if we can meet like a full hour or just a little longer, maybe might be good.
Sure, that works for me.
Okay, so
I'm
what are you
actually
guys
free.
thinking?
I'm flexible.
Okay, what time are you guys thinking, Oliver? You're
Are you guys free in the day?
on Thursday? I actually am free in the day.
I don't think Chris is.
I don't. I'm really new at my job, so it's really hard to know when I can just
okay.
take an hour. Like,
Yeah, you're tight.
So it's kind of tough to say like, oh, I'm actually going to be away this hour. So
Yeah, okay.
if we could meet in the afternoon or at night, it would be best for me. But I can try to make it. If everyone can meet in the day, I can try. I could just work a different hour, whatever.
Like late afternoon or even early evening would be best for me. Like anywhere from 4 to 7.
You're on Pacific time, right, Oliver?
Yes.
Okay. So 4 will be 6 o'clock my time. That's fine.
Would 4 be too early, Chris? Or too late?
No, that's fine. I can do 4.
Okay.
That
Let's do
works
that.
for you, David? 4?
Yeah, that works great.
So we're talking 4 p.m. PST.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh.
You have something set for that already.
What's the earliest in the day we can meet?
Anytime is good for me.
Anytime except 3. I said 3 o'clock my time, so that would be 2 o'clock your time. So anytime before that, I'd say up to 2:30 my time, and then after that I'm tied up until 5 my time.
Is my birthday on there?
Yeah, sorry, I'm trying to think, like, because I want to actually leave the island on Thursday night, so. Just a little bit. So why don't we? Could we do like an earlier morning meeting?
Oh, early morning?
Yeah.
What
Not
time are we
really
talking?
early, but like a 9 PST.
That's fine.
That works for me.
That works for me too.
Okay.
Look at all of us with our flexible schedules.
Boom.
Okay. Good.
When is this?
So 9 on Thursday.
9 PST on Thursday. Yeah.
Am I in the right month? Oh, the wrong month. Oh. Thursday. Yeah, I saw a meeting with Doug a while ago. I'm like, what? I have a meeting on Thursday? Class meeting.
That's 9 o'clock Pacific time, right?
Yeah, and we'll go. Let's try to do an hour, I guess.
So that's 10 a.m.
Yeah, that works.
Okay.
Okay, so do we want to hold off on doing the team evaluation right now?
I guess, Oliver, how much time do you have right now?
I've got like 15 minutes. We could probably do it.
Yeah, so let me just bust open my notes here from when I was doing it.
Read.
So how I basically just broke it down between each of the different 5 sections and just gave them a mark, like similar to the grid that he had, right?
Yeah. That's essentially what I did as well.
Okay.
Where is it?
Here we go. We also lost 10% on this assignment.
We did?
We did?
Because we didn't develop a team name
Right.
on the assignment, which kind of sucks. I was going to try to email Doug and tell him we did do that, because we did. Something pastors.
Yeah, something past us.
Half done. If we can like solidify that, then we can maybe email Doug and tell him we didn't know to add that.
Right.
Yeah, because we talked about it, but just didn't put it in. I agree. Yeah, it's probably worth trying to do.
So, because I don't really want to lose 10% on that.
Yeah, that's a lame 10%.
I didn't understand that would be so heavily weighted.
No.
So.
Did we come up with we had a blank pastors. Did we have a name?
Persnickety? I don't know. We were going for the alliteration, right?
Right.
We were, but it literally could be anything. I didn't actually I don't remember the team's name that we read.
It's funny because Oliver and I could be the Pentecostal pastors, but that doesn't work for all of us.
Yeah.
Shouldn't be this hard.
Pokemon pastors.
Righteous pastors, that's what we preach a pastor. To review. On a team.
Okay, let's table that. And
and that went about as far as it did the first time.
Yeah, exactly. So how did you feel? Do you want to start us off, David? How you felt?
Sure, I can walk you through the whole thing, or just the first one.
Can do the first one.
Sure. So I made my little note here on assignment responds to, I think it was the question or something like that. So it was the first section. I gave them 100% out of the 25%, so they get 25 points.
Okay. I gave them 90, but
okay.
I gave them a 95.
95. Okay. So far we're averaging a 95.
It was like good. I just decided not to give them 100% because I don't know, teachers do that. I don't really know why I didn't.
And I
100, right? So.
I agree with you, Oliver. It's hard to get 100 in today's world, right? 90, 95. I think 95 is a good mark.
95. Okay, so
So David, do you mind, since he sent you the stuff, do you want to send it back?
I lost your audio there, but I'm happy to send the information back to Doug if that's what you're asking.
Yeah, since he sent it to you, I was thinking you
Sure.
might want to send it back.
Where is this
Yeah,
thing
no,
again?
I'm happy to do that. So 95 is the team consensus here?
Yep.
Okay, perfect.
I totally forgot where the paper is again. And what is it called again? Where is it posted?
So email that David sent to us.
No, I'm just going back to the work for the other
Oh, it's on
group.
Their
Press
team
book.
that's in
Press
Pressbooks.
I keep forgetting the name of that thing. It's not so well used.
No.
It's quite terrible, actually.
So then response from, I have my note, so section 2, response from regular team. I think that was from their regular engagement. So that was 25%. I gave them 100 again, so I gave them 25.
Sorry, I thought the second one for me was the assignment focus on responding to the questions from the context
Of a team that they're regularly participating.
Yeah.
What's my password for this?
I just made a note, so I've kind of lost track of what each thing was for.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's. How do you feel good about giving 100, David?
I do, but I certainly don't. I'm happy to just go with an average of what we come up with, though. That's for sure.
The 95. I gave it a 95. It's because the A+ is technically 95 to 100 anyways.
Yeah, that's all good.
I don't know. It really doesn't matter. Like in that, if it's 95 or 100, it's actually the same.
My thing is this publishable? Like, that's what 95 to 100 is, right? Like, you would see this in an academic journal. I'm not trying to be harsh. I'm just saying, like,
no, yeah.
I'm just trying to be real, eh?
Like,
yeah.
I get 95. 100 is like, oh my gosh, this is like, we found this in Northhouse's book.
Right.
And some things I'll disagree with in Northhouse book, but guess what? It's in the book, right?
Wait, you can't say that. That's really dangerous to say, you know. So I'm a 95 there.
95, sure.
Cool. Jason, is that?
I'm trying to find my stuff, and I can't even get into Pressbook. I can't remember my password.
You're back.
Press.
The ones that were 100 for me were team name, because they had a team name. I think I can't even remember what it was. I don't have it open now.
Yeah, it was something BT1. Actually, I thought that was quite creative. Ironically, I gave them a 90 for that one.
Because all it says is it develops a team name. It doesn't say. Well, I was like, okay, well, they did that.
Yeah.
And then, so pretty much just that one for 100 for me.
Okay, Jason, did you give them the team name one? Did you give?
No, I didn't put a score.
Okay.
I gave them 100 on that too, actually.
100 on that. Okay.
You can't fight against that, really.
Well, so I gave them. Yeah, I gave them a 90. You guys each gave them 100 on that. We can go
95. Meet in the middle.
95. Jason, what do you think? Do you want to break the tie somewhere or put it at 95?
No, you can get. For me, a name is just a name. So I guess anything you come up with, it's a name. So
yeah, let's give them 100.
So I'd say give them the 100 for that.
Okay.
Doesn't have to be a good name.
Or you didn't.
Yeah.
No, I'm saying you can give them it. I mean, I didn't have anything there, but I'm just saying for a name, it's not something I'd kill you for because it's your name, right? So
They did explain it in paragraph 1 as well, or their first section. So
yeah.
Why can't I get into Pressbook?
As long as you can kind of remember what you think in this area, we should be.
Yeah, because we don't even need to explain our score or anything. We just need to give them the numbers, right?
Yeah.
It's my understanding. then this one. So as long, Jason, are you okay to give them 100 for the team?
Yeah,
name?
yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
That's quite
Okay.
fine by me.
So then, as far as draws on applicable, like that's where they kind of go on the applicable sections and they kind of draw it out, right?
Yeah.
I gave them a 90 for this one.
I also gave them a 90.
Yeah, I did too. So
Okay. Hey, there we go. Look at
You
that.
can-
are you good with that, Jason?
That's fine. I'm more for 85, but that's fine.
More for 85?
Yeah, but that's fine.
Okay, let's
Okay.
give them 87 then.
Huh?
Let's give them 87 then, I guess.
87?
Or what is the average of us, our three numbers? 90, 90, 85.
88.75.
Let's do 88. Let's do 88.
I'd say you can round it up to 90, seeing that you're that close. If you want to round it, you can round it into 90.
I would be so mad to get an 88.75.
So
90 is good then. That's fine.
Okay.
90.
Can you imagine how quick you do? It's like adding 1.5% or 1.25% from an A.
Right. Totally.
That actually happened with my my undergrad. I finished my undergrad and I was 0.001%, just like, you know, they have like the distinction levels.
Yeah.
I actually no, I just made it. I was like 0.001% in. Like it was like I ended up calculating it, and it was like any test score that I got like the littlest bit lower on, I would have missed.
Wow.
Like it was crazy. But anyways, yeah.
Wow.
Okay, so then just the last one, which is
Last
the
section clearly written.
grammar.
85 on grammar.
You gave
You
them
gave
what?
them a what?
85.
I think according to my because I normally try to copy out stuff and put it in what is that again? Grammarly. You know, to see if I find anything. I would say it's clear enough. So I think for me it would have been from, if I use in Grammarly, 90 as opposed to 85. I'm not sure if your Grammarly is better than mine, so you probably see more because it's a paid version.
But I also just looked at it in terms of like they have spelling errors and stuff. And then they use 23 that's. So
Okay.
23? That's funny.
No, that's a lot.
That's funny. How did you count that?
It's easy. Search for it.
Control F, search for page 23.
I didn't even notice that, so I'll be totally honest.
I minus
I didn't either.
0.5 of a point for like a lot of spelling mistakes, and then 1 for just general bad grammar. And then, yeah, so that was my reasoning, I guess.
Okay.
So I came to 85. Whatever you guys want to do, we can be nice about it, or we can be like super hard asses about it.
It's not hard. I mean, again, you raised a point earlier to say if it is at 90 or above, then it means that it is spot on almost. And if it is that we have identified these things, then I'd say I'd submit to yours as the grammar person to say, hey, I think 85 is a good mark. If it is that you needed more, then I guess we'll have to fix up some stuff to get that going.
I think like the reason I also said it low, like it doesn't even look like they put it in Grammarly as a minimum.
So
I don't know. You shouldn't be punished for not having Grammarly, but
no. But then, if it is that you're writing, you're looking for that too, right? And remember, this is something that you're putting in a journal for persons to be reading, and those are some of the things that are critical, right? So it's not that we're trying to buy friendship, and I'm not sure how badly what we have to say affects the grade based on what Doug is going to be doing.
Yeah,
just the
that's
same.
true.
So it's just to make sure that we are finding means and ways of assessing our paper.
Sure. Jason, what did you?
I don't have anything there. As I was saying, I submit to
90,
Oliver.
right?
Yeah, but I submit to Oliver because like Oliver, not Oliver, to Chris, like Oliver said, I didn't count that existed, and that is one of the big things for Doug. That hey, you should never have that. So
yeah, exactly. Okay.
Yeah, I had 90, but
Okay.
I'm happy with 85, 90, whatever. What'd you have?
I obviously wasn't very picky. I had them a lot higher. I didn't deduct a whole lot.
Okay.
So, but we can go.
Let's go 90 then, if it's in the middle.
Consensus is 85,
Sure.
90. I'm happy with 90 personally.
I'm
Yeah.
happy with 85 now that I've heard another reasoning, but I'm not being
Well,
hard.
Yeah, so we can cut in the middle then and go 90. I mean,
Sure.
Yeah,
I don't want to penalize my friends either. Like, it's
Yeah.
just because, like, I would hope the same grace would apply to us.
Yeah.
well,
Right.
let's hope.
Okay. So just to confirm that I've got 95, 95, 100, 90, and 90. And then I'll put that, I'll put it into the right points,
Yep.
point amounts, and then send it to Doug. Okay.
Great.
Yeah.
Are we all okay with that?
Sounds good. Totally.
Okay. Okay. All right. SWOT analysis. What do we?
Oliver, are you good?
Yeah, I need to go.
Did you chat with your associate or your assistant though? Does he get
Yeah, so he's good to do. I sent the consent form to Doug already. So he is good to meet whenever, and I'll just give him an hour or two.
Okay. So we're going to need to have that meeting, and then the bulk of our assignment comes after that. Is that right?
Yeah, yeah.
It's summarizing and consensusizing that meeting, right?
Or is the bulk of it coming up with the right questions to ask?
So it's so confusing because it's we need to develop SWOT questions and arrange an interview, which the interview is whenever we want, but we need to develop questions, and then and then we'll review the responses to those questions, and then compile the findings is essentially the assignment.
So, but this has to be done by the 11th, correct?
I think it's the 18th.
I thought it was 18th.
Yeah, I have it on the 18th.
I think it's due the 18th, but on the assignment he says have to have it submitted by the 11th, and I was assuming that was maybe for a peer review, though I honestly don't know.
Oh, weird. I have team submissions due November 18th on the learning plan.
November 18th.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Oh, yeah, you're right.
November 11th, team submission.
No, number 5, yeah, that we'll post in Pressbooks by week 7.
Week 7. Week 7 team 2 assignment, strategic leadership team project.
Yeah, I thought we had to have our first draft in or completed, whatever, by the 11th.
Yeah, this says Sunday the 11th.
Which, I mean, we still have enough time to do this. It's just a matter of we are going to have to do it
double up
fairly quickly. So we need to get some questions to you, Oliver, here fairly quickly.
So the questions are due, but not the whole thing?
Oh, no, I think the whole thing is due.
Oh my gosh. So
I don't know if he, because what week are we in right now? Is this week 6?
This is week 6.
Yeah, so I think he has the dates wrong on, I'm looking at the learning plan and looking at assignment 2 or that assignment. At the very top of the assignment, he has team submissions due Sunday, November 18th. And then underneath where it says kind of the steps,
right?
He has the team will, and then step 5 is the team will post in Pressbooks by the week 7 due date, November 11th, which would be next week, I think.
So my guess on that, because I saw the 2 different dates too, and I was thinking that potentially it was because we're going to do another peer
extra
assessment.
Week. Oh, no, I just think it's a week. Remember that we're pushed back a week, right? So I think that's where it came from.
I think the 18th, because it's not even that there's no Dropbox to drop it this week.
Okay.
I'll get the Pressbooks, but
okay.
Yeah.
Well, it might be worth confirming with him.
Yeah.
And then there's learning stuff to do this week too, right? There's like a bunch of learning exercises.
Yeah, there are.
Oh, I didn't see any of those.
Well, there's one I see on the actual future transformational servant leadership.
Oh yeah, I wasn't sure what that was either. I noticed that. I don't know what that is.
Where are you guys seeing that?
I think on week 0.
Could we, on Thursday, when we discuss the response to this week's blog, can we also talk about the SWOT questions?
I think that's a good idea.
Yep.
Okay.
You go, Oliver.
Yeah, sorry, I'm just a little strapped for time.
Okay.
Gotcha.
Okay, let's do that.
Yeah.
So Thursday morning, we'll see everybody.
And then everyone's post up on the G doc by 8 p.m. PST tomorrow.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
then
okay.
Oliver, you'll submit the whole thing on
Moodle. Yeah.
Okay, guys.
No,
Sweet.
not on Moodle, on Pressbooks, isn't it? Or is it on Moodle?
No, it's Moodle.
Oh, it's in Moodle. I'm sorry. Okay. Yep. Very good.
All right,
Okay.
guys.
All right.
I'll be praying for you. God
Likewise.
bless you in your writing.
Thanks, guys.
All
Thanks,
right.
Chris.
Thanks.
Okay.
All right. Good. Bye-bye.
Bye.